Hello everyone, this is Doyin here and I've been summoned to the deep on Bella Niger. So I'm going to be answering some of your juicy questions. So let's start. Okay, this question says, did you expect your eviction last Sunday? If yes, why? If no, why do you think you were evicted? Yes. I had a feeling. I don't know. There was just this gut feeling. I just had a feeling I was going home. And I had a dream. And all through the season, I had not dreamt about my mom once. But I had a dream about my mom. And the dream, she was taking me home. And I'm just like, ugh. And then in the dream, actually, people were ignoring me. Like when she was taking me home, people were ignoring me. So I was so scared. And I asked Amashola to interpret the dream. And then he told me, oh, more the way people hate you for this house, now they hate you for outside. It was just like saying a lot of like crazy stuff. And, I just believed in my gut. And I woke up that day with a cold. And every time I've woken up with a cold in that house, something significant happened to me. So I was so sure I was going home. Yeah. Okay, let's go to the next one. So this says, why did you decide to go back into the Big Brother house? Okay, so at the time, I decided to go back because two reasons. First reason, I wanted more visibility. I feel like, when you're in the showbiz, you need as much visibility as you can get. Like there's never too much visibility. So I felt like I needed much more visibility for my brand and the things that I wanted to do with my life. So that was one reason. Another reason was I felt like on my season I was a bit restrained. I was restrained by so many things. I was before I left my house, my mom had given me a whole pep talk. You need to be careful, you need to watch yourself, you need to there was a lot of talk. And because at the time that was like my introduction into this industry, I was coming from medicine, so I was very cautious. And beyond that, I also had really, I was one of the older people on my season, so I just didn't feel comfortable being as expressive as I was on this season. So yeah, I just wanted to show people a different side to me and just show them, who Doyin really is, and I'm happy I came back. Okay, so let's go. Did you have a strategy going back into the house? What was it? Actually, when I was going back into the house, I had no strategy. I know that people might not believe that because everybody thinks that people go back into that house with a strategy, but I don't think that you can have a strategy or you can plan out a strategy in your mind if you don't understand the personalities that are going to be in the house with you. Your strategy has to revolve around the people in the house with you. So it's important to get to know who you're going to be sharing the space with. So I wanted to get to know them. And before I went on the show, there was nobody that I had heard was coming that I was friends with on the outside. So I couldn't predict anything. There was no way to plan anything out. So I didn't have a strategy. But then I thought the house was going to be tough. But you see, when I entered that house, hey, he choked past off. I did not expect that level of toughness. I was like, what is happening here? My village people followed me here because it was like everything was turning against me and I didn't know how to exist in the house. So I was just like, you're just going to take it a day at a time. So what you people watched and some people thought was Doyin being vocal, was Doyin being entertaining, some people thought was Doyin being annoying, was Doyin actually just trying to struggle and find her feet in the game and just get by the days. Because I felt like I was being choked in that house. Like, I felt like I wasn't being heard. I felt like every time, something went wrong, it was easy for them to just say, Doyin did it. And I didn't really necessarily have a friend that would say, no, Doyin did not do it. So every time I was like, I have to be strong. I have to stand up for myself. So I was like giving myself pep talks and just like, gingering myself on. It was a really tough house. So there was no time to plan a strategy. I was trying to survive in that house. My mental health, I was carrying it with me like this. But thank God. So no, I didn't have a strategy. Top 5 prediction. Top 5 prediction. Ilebaye, Sisi, Mercy, Adekunle, and Soma. I have a gut feeling. Yeah. And yeah, we'll see. Let's see. But I think that everybody that is in that house is worthy of being in the top 5. But these are just the people that I think would make it to the top 5. So, next one. What was the highlight of your stay in the house? You know, I've gotten that question quite a lot, and every time I want to answer that question, I'm thinking in my head the answer should be something, you know, fun, something exciting, something, you know, but no, sorry to disappoint you guys. My highlight in the house was actually the last fight I had, and just having Cece stand for me, like just say something in my defense. That meant the world to me, because up until that point in the game, I had felt, okay, I think one time also at the beginning of the second party when Cece was like, you know, Doyin has been a good friend, that meant a lot to me. But that was early on in the season. At the time, my mental health still kind of day intact. So even though it meant a lot, it didn't mean as much as the other one. You see that last one? I don't already tired. I was even tired of being strong. I remember I'd gone to the diary room telling people, I don't want to be strong again. I'm tired. So it just felt so nice. I wanted to cry, like when she said something, and especially because I knew at the time she had checked out of that conversation. She didn't want to say a word about that conversation anymore. The fight, everything. She had told me, Doyin, these people know what they're doing. They know that you're not lying. They're just trying to frustrate you. You know this. Just let it go. But I was very, you know, it was important to me to let people know that I wasn't lying, because I don't like being called a liar. So the fact that she put me first before herself. She didn't want to speak up, but she spoke up because she felt in that moment that I needed someone to speak up for me. That meant the world to me, and automatically that just cancelled for me in my head any fights we had or any. I suspected that the baby girl had nominated me, but I didn't care. Like, I was just like, you know what, this meant a whole lot more to me than any other thing. So that was the highlight for me. And I guess winning the Pepsi task, because I really, really, really wanted to win the Pepsi task. So I won, and I was very happy. So yeah. Okay. Describe how you're feeling now in 3 words. Confused. Describe. Okay, so I'll say I'm confused because it's just a lot going on right now. What I came out to was not really what I was expecting. In the house, I thought I was being boring. I thought I wasn't giving anything. I thought, you know, I was even going to tell Big Brother in the diary session, I was going to tell him that I beg, I don't say plenty shit did this house, but just try to give me small screen time. You get, like, I was really worried about that. And then I was going to bed early. I was like, oh, everybody's just going to think this girl should leave the house and everything. So when I came out and then I was hearing a different thing, I'm like, wait. So it's just a lot right now, just a lot to take in. There are a lot of people in my ears trying to say, oh, don't say this, don't do this, don't do this. And I'm not really the best, like the most coachable person. So it's taking a lot for me to like try to put everybody's advice together and still do what I want to do at the same time. Yeah, so confused is one. Grateful is another one. I didn't think that people were seeing my strength. If anything, I thought people would have been seeing me, you know, just breaking down. Because for me, when I get very aggressive, when I get very mouthy, is when I feel like, you know what, I'm in defense mode, when I feel like there's no love around. So I thought people would be seeing this girl just breaking down. But then when I came out and people were seeing strength, I'm like, oh yes, it's true, that's strength. I was like, oh yes, so I don't know where to the apple for the house. I was actually really happy that it was interpreted that way. Yeah, so grateful, absolutely. And then the third one has to be, how am I feeling right now? Inspired. I'll say inspired. I'm inspired to do more. I just want to go for everything I want to do. I want to just, you know, I wish I could get on another reality TV show. Honestly, I've always wanted to do something foreign, something that has not many rules, something that allows me to like just express myself to the fullest. And, you know, I'm really thinking about that. I'm trying to find a way that could happen, because I've always said to my mom, I feel like I should live my life in front of the cameras. I used to say that to my mom all the time, but I didn't just know how to go about it. So yeah, and also the fact that, you know, I'm happy that one thing that this season highlighted for me is the power in my voice, my speech, how articulate I am, how I can speak, how I can, you know, stand up for people. I have a voice, right? And I love that because that plays a very key role in my career or the career I'm trying to build. You know, I want to do something with talking. I want to host. My end goal is to have a talk show on TV where I have an audience and I bring people in to talk about like several topics, whether not the gist ones or the serious ones, or just come and be real, just say it as it is, like people that would not hold back. I've always wanted that for the longest. And so now I feel like, you know, people would believe a lot more in the fact that I can actually talk and hold a conversation. So yes, like inspired is a third feeling. So if I talk too much, make I change, sorry. Do you have any regrets? I'm not gonna lie, initially when I came out of the house, I started to think, you know, because the first call I got when I came out of the house was horrible. It was someone on my team and the person was just going off on me. You know, you were talking a lot. You know, you were not being strategic. You just went there and you were playing with your emotions. I felt like I was watching Doyin at home. Like, you don't go on a game show and just play your real life. Like, people are there to play a game and people were playing a game and you were not being wise. There was just a lot of like talk and I just started crying because I'm like, I don't know. I was just trying to survive and, you know, everything. So I started regretting a lot of things. I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have spoken as much. Maybe I shouldn't have. But then I had to like pinch myself back to reality. I'm like, girl, nobody's going to tell you how to react in that house because nobody lived in that house with you. So you lived in that house, you experienced what you experienced by yourself and you dealt with it the best way you could have. If I had gone into that experience again and I still had the same circumstance around me, everything still played out the same way it played out, I would have reacted the same exact way because that was me genuinely just trying to fight for my life. And that was the only way I could have done it. So yeah, I don't have any regrets anymore. Okay, I think this is the last one, sadly. Do you have anything you miss about the house and what is it? Not many things though. I miss Big Brother. I miss the diary sessions. Actually, this feels like a diary session to me. You people, for me, that diary session was not a diary session. It was like a therapy session. I felt like I had to express myself because in the house, I felt like I didn't have anybody to speak to. So I was always looking forward to the diary sessions. I used to like pen down the things that I wanted to talk about so I wouldn't forget them. And for me also, the diary session was another means to like say my own side of the story, because so many times I felt like so many things were being cooked up and so many agendas were being made like surrounding me, and it was very difficult to address everything in the house. So I would just pile it up and talk about the ones that I felt were most relevant in the diary session. So I miss speaking to Big Brother. I miss hearing his voice. Yes, I think that's the only thing I miss in that house. Yeah, nothing more. So yeah, we are done with this, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this question and answer session with me, and I was honest, I was truthful, I didn't hold back at all, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. So we'll chat later. Bye.